To be a leader means more enemies. In this video, we uncover 15 presidents who faced death and lived to tell the story. Each survived by seconds, by inches, or by fate itself. We are starting with the United States. Number 1. Andrew Jackson. January 30, 1835, 1:30 p.m. Round Pushpin, U.S. Capital, Washington, D.C. Bust in silhouette assailant, Richard Lawrence. During the funeral of Congressman Warren R. Davis, President Andrew Jackson walked through the Capitol rotunda. Suddenly, a house painter named Richard Lawrence stepped forward, drew a pistol, and pulled the trigger. Click. Nothing. He fired again. Click. Another misfire. Jackson, furious, struck him repeatedly with his cane until guards subdued the man. Later tests showed both pistols worked perfectly, except at that moment. Some called it divine protection. 2. Abraham Lincoln. February 23, 1861, late night. Round Pushpin, Baltimore, Maryland. Bust in silhouette conspirators of the Baltimore plot. As Lincoln traveled to his first inauguration, intelligence uncovered a plot by Southern sympathizers to assassinate him during a stop in Baltimore. Detective Allan Pinkerton and Lincoln's friend Ward Hill Lamont disguised him and smuggled him through the city aboard a night train at 3:30 a.m. He arrived safely in Washington, never knowing how close he had come to death before his presidency even began. 3. Theodore Roosevelt. October 14, 1912, 8:10 p.m. Round Pushpin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Bust in silhouette assailant, John Fleming Schrank. As Roosevelt stepped into an open car, Schrank, a saloonkeeper, fired a single .38 caliber bullet into his chest. The bullet passed through a steel glasses case and a folded 50-page speech, lodging near his rib. Roosevelt looked down, saw blood, and said, "It takes more than that to kill a bull moose." He went on to give his entire 84-minute speech before going to the hospital. 4. Franklin D. Roosevelt. February 15, 1933, 9:35 p.m. Round Pushpin, Bayfront Park, Miami, Florida. Bust in silhouette assailant, Giuseppe Zongara. 5 shots rang out as FDR gave a speech from an open car. Zongara, an Italian immigrant, stood on a wobbly chair 25 feet away. He missed Roosevelt but struck 5 bystanders, fatally wounding Chicago Mayor Anton Cermak. Roosevelt calmly cradled Cermak as police arrested the shooter, an image that forever defined his composure under fire. 5. Harry S. Truman. November 1, 1950, 2:20 p.m. Round Pushpin, Blair House, Washington, D.C. Bust in silhouette assailants, Oscar Collazo and Grisilio Torresola. While the White House was under renovation, Truman stayed across the street at Blair House. 2 Puerto Rican nationalists approached, armed with pistols, intending to kill him and demand independence for Puerto Rico. In a fierce 40-second gunfight, Secret Service agent Leslie Kofelt killed one attacker before dying of his wounds. Truman, upstairs napping, escaped harm by a matter of meters. 6. John F. Kennedy. December 11, 1960, 11 a.m. Round Pushpin, Miami, Florida. Bust in silhouette unknown Cuban exile cell unconfirmed. Before his inauguration, authorities intercepted a plan to bomb or shoot Kennedy during a Miami appearance. Details remain classified, but investigators later tied the plot to Cuban exile groups hostile to his policies. He survived that early plot, but not the bullets in Dallas 3 years later. 7. Richard Nixon. February 22, 1974, 12 p.m. Round Pushpin, Baltimore, Washington International Airport. Bust in silhouette assailant, Samuel Bick. Bick planned to hijack a commercial DC-9 aircraft, kill the pilots, and crash it into the White House to kill Nixon. He shot 2 airport police officers before being fatally wounded. His plot failed before the plane ever left the runway, saving hundreds of lives and the president's. 8. Gerald Ford. September 5, 1975, 10:04 a.m. Round Pushpin, Sacramento, California. Bust in silhouette assailant, Lynette Squeaky Fromm. Fromm, a follower of Charles Manson, raised a Colt .45 pistol at Ford in Capitol Park, but there was no round in the chamber. 17 days later, on September 22, 1975, in San Francisco, another woman, Sarah Jane Moore, fired at Ford from across the street. A bystander, Oliver Sipple, grabbed her arm at the last second. 2 attempts, 2 failures, and 1 very lucky president. 9. Jimmy Carter, May 5, 1979, 7 p.m. Round pushpin, Los Angeles, California. Bust in silhouette assailant, Raymond Lee Harvey, with possible accomplices. Before Carter's rally at the Civic Center, police arrested Raymond Lee Harvey, carrying a pistol and blanks. He claimed to be part of a larger plot involving Mexican nationals intending to shoot the president. The case was never proven, but security records show Carter was seconds away from entering the line of fire. 10. Ronald Reagan, March 30, 1981, 2:27 p.m. Round pushpin, Washington Hilton Hotel, Washington, D.C. Bust in silhouette assailant, John Hinckley Jr. As Reagan exited the hotel, Hinckley fired 6 shots from a .22 revolver. Press Secretary James Brady, a police officer, and a Secret Service agent were hit. 1 bullet ricocheted off the limousine, piercing Reagan's lung and stopping an inch from his heart. He joked to the doctors, "I hope you're all Republicans." Reagan's humor masked a near-death experience. This first 10 incidents happened in the United States. We are moving across the world for the remaining 5. 11. Charles de Gaulle, France, August 22, 1962, 8:20 p.m. Round pushpin, Petit Clamart, Paris. Bust in silhouette assailants, Jean Bastien Theory and O's commandos. Machine guns ripped through de Gaulle's Citroën DS car, 140 bullets fired. Amazingly, the president, his wife, and his driver survived unhurt, thanks to the car's superior suspension and quick steering. De Gaulle later said, "It was God who saved me." He would survive more than 30 assassination plots throughout his life. 12. Fidel Castro, Cuba, 1959-2000, multiple attempts. Round pushpin, various locations in Cuba. Bust in silhouette, CIA and anti-Castro groups. Exploding cigars, poisoned diving suits, deadly mist sprays, over 600 assassination attempts. None succeeded. Castro himself once joked, "If surviving assassination attempts were an Olympic event, I'd win gold." No leader in history faced, or escaped, so many. 13. Vladimir Lenin, Russia, August 30, 1918, 6:40 p.m. Round pushpin, Moscow factory, Soviet Russia. Bust in silhouette assailant, Fanya Kaplan. As Lenin left a meeting, Kaplan, a socialist revolutionary, shot him twice. 1 bullet hit his shoulder, another lodged in his neck. He collapsed, seriously wounded, but survived after emergency surgery. The event triggered a wave of executions known as the Red Terror. 14. Park Chung-hee, South Korea, August 15, 1974, 10:20 a.m. Round pushpin, Seoul, South Korea. Bust in silhouette assailant, Moon Se-gwang. During a Liberation Day speech, Moon fired several shots at the stage. Park survived, but his wife, Yuk Young-soo, was killed beside him. Park vowed to strengthen his rule, surviving several more plots until his final assassination in 1979 by his own intelligence chief. 15. Anwar Sadat, Egypt, February 23, 1973, foiled attempt. Round pushpin, Cairo, Egypt. Bust in silhouette assailants, Islamist militants linked to al-Jihad. 8 years before his fatal 1981 assassination, Egyptian authorities foiled a plot to bomb Sadat's motorcade. The plan was discovered days before execution, saving his life, temporarily. On October 6, 1981, his luck ran out during a parade, but the earlier survival showed how often death circled him before finally striking. Time and chance, the eternal guardians of fate. 15 presidents stared into the abyss and walked away. For them, history did not end in gunfire, only paused long enough to remind the world how fragile power truly is. This is Documentaries' home, where history lives again.